Every single interaction you have with your kid informs them about life, informs them about relationships, informs them about power dynamics, informs them about communication, informs them about systems. They're learning all the time, right? And so everything that happens, it's informing them, but not only intellectually informing them, it's informing them emotionally, relationally, in their understanding of how systems work, like I said, and also in their nervous system. We are affecting their nervous system with every interaction. I call it nervous system programming. And this is the thing, right? So we're influencing our kids with every interaction, whether we like it or not, whether we're aware of it or not. So if we know that that's happening, we might as well aim to do it in a way that's in alignment with our values and our goals. My goal is not to have a child that's obedient, a person that's obedient, and follows directions no matter what. I want them to think critically. I want them to make decisions based on their values. I want them to be able to hear their intuition. I want them to be able to stand up for themselves. I want them to know when to go with the flow as well, because everyone's like, oh, if you let them do what they want, they're always good. It makes me laugh. They're going to go to get to a job and do what they want, and they'll get fired because their boss isn't going to stand for it. It always assumes that they're going to be terrible employees. Why not assume that your kid's a great person? Why always assume that your kid's a terrible person and you have to beat them to make them a not terrible person? Not even a good person, just a not terrible person. Most parenting is just beating your kids emotionally, relationally, or with consequences or whatever, beating your kids until they're not bad people, hoping they'll be not bad people. This is a pretty small parenting aim, in my opinion. I want to see my child as the wonderful, beautiful soul that they are, and then help bring that out naturally. So nervous system programming, I call it NSP, and NSP, nervous system programming, is when we acknowledge that we're having an impact on our kids' nervous systems. And all that other stuff I mentioned, the way they see the world and relationships and everything, but I shorten it down to nervous system programming. And then we do our best to align the impact that we have with our values and our goals. And I think this is really worthwhile. This requires a lot of thinking. This requires a lot of undoing and redoing. But it's worthwhile, right? I have on my YouTube channel a video called NSP, Nervous System Programming, where I go into detail for like an hour. I talk about it, how to do it, how to think about it, and it's really worth watching it. Right now, all of the last couple of months, I posted a video every day, so there's a whole bunch of videos to get through, but if you scroll, you should be able to find it. Or I think you can just go to YouTube and on the browser and just do a search on the page for the word nervous system. And you should be able to find it. But it's a really great video, and it goes into a lot more detail than I can do on a short video like this. But just think about it. Think about, how are you programming your kid's nervous system with this interaction? So let's say they want ice cream, and you say, you had ice cream yesterday, no ice cream today. And you can feel them either shrink or they get defensive or something like that. But this is it's happening in the nervous system. Right? How can we respond to our kids in a way where their nervous system opens and they feel trust and they feel safe to be vulnerable and make mistakes and be open with us? Think about that. Think about how you are organizing things around all the systems of your house and the way you interact with your kids and all the, if you have any rules and guidelines and stuff and how you enforce them, how you how you work with them. Like in our house, when we have a guideline and someone steps out of that guideline, there's no wrongness. There's support. We're like, this person needs support. Let's support them. Let's find out how we can support each other. And then people don't feel afraid to make mistakes. It's like, if I make a mistake, if I'm the one who makes the mistake, I'm going to be supported by the community. And that's a wonderful feeling. And that's one of the things that paying attention to nervous system programming does, is it helps consistently give our kids the message that we're there for them and that they can trust that. And this is so important. So remember that, nervous system programming. And please follow me on all the spaces at Meaningful Ideas, all the social media spaces, and also my free course, Guiding Without Controlling, you can get at meaningfulideas.com. And people have been saying it's changing their lives. And I also have a paid course on there, which if you go to the free course, you can get a discount for the paid course, which is called Recovering from a Parenting Mistake, which is a 2-hour workshop, including a guided meditation and a written component, and it's really detailed, and it's also really powerful and creates profound change, and lots of tools that you can use right away. And that's it, everybody. Peace out.